Welcome back to Grammar Grade 7. This is Unit 13, Lesson 82, and we're beginning our study of vocabulary and spelling. Today we tackle homonyms, and more precisely, the ones called homophones, words that sound exactly alike but mean completely different things. They fool your ear on purpose, so the only way to pick the right one is to think about meaning. Let's get started. So, what is a homophone? A homophone is a word that sounds exactly like another word, yet the two carry completely different meanings, and usually different spellings too. Because your ear can't tell them apart, your ear is no help at all here. Instead, you have to choose the right one by its meaning. Say what you actually mean, and the meaning points you straight to the correct spelling. That single habit is the heart of today's lesson. Let's begin with the most famous set of all, two, and two. All three sound identical, but they do three completely different jobs. The first one, spelled T-O, means toward, as in walk to the door. It can also join up with a verb, like to run. The second, spelled T-O-O, means also or very, as in that was fun too. And the third, spelled T-W-O, is simply the number 2, as in I bought 2 apples. One sound, 3 separate spellings, and the meaning is what tells you which one to reach for. Next comes a trio that trips up nearly everyone. There, and there. Listen closely, because all three sound exactly the same. There, spelled T-H-E-R-E, points to a place, or starts a sentence like, there is. For example, put the box over there. There, spelled T-H-E-I-R, means belonging to them. For example, their car is blue. And there, with an apostrophe, is just short for they are. For example, they're almost home. 3 spellings, 3 different jobs, and only the meaning keeps them straight. Here's a pair you use in almost every message you send. Your and your. Your, with an apostrophe, is a contraction. It's short for you are. The apostrophe simply stands in for the missing letter A. So, you're early today really means you are early. But your, with no apostrophe, is possessive. It means belonging to you, as in, is this your jacket? Quick test. If you can stretch it out to you are, use your with the apostrophe. If something belongs to you, use your. Now a smaller pair that hides in plain sight. Here and here. Here, spelled H-E-R-E, means this place, the very spot where you are, as in, come here. Here, spelled H-E-A-R, means to listen with your ears. And notice that the word ear is tucked right inside here, which makes a handy reminder. Let's pick by meaning. I can hear the music is wrong, because we mean listening, not a place. I can hear the music is correct, because here is the one about your ears. Match the meaning, and the spelling falls right into place. This next pair breaks the usual rule, so stay sharp. It's and its. Normally, an apostrophe shows ownership, but not this time. Its, with an apostrophe, is a contraction. It means it is, or sometimes it has. The apostrophe just replaces a missing letter, exactly as always. For example, it's raining outside really means it is raining. But its, with no apostrophe, is the possessive. It means belonging to it, as in, the dog wagged its tail. Here's the safe test. Try saying, it is. If it fits, use its with the apostrophe. If it doesn't, reach for its with no apostrophe. Our last set is a bit more grown up. Principal and principal. Principal, ending in P-A-L, has two related meanings: the head of a school and the main, most important thing. Here's a trick. The principal is your pal. For example, the principal spoke to us. Principle, ending in P-L-E, means a rule, a law, or a belief you live by. For example, honesty is her guiding principle. So remember, the head of the school is your pal, and a rule you follow ends in P-L-E. Let's turn all of this into one simple habit. Whenever you meet a homophone, do three things. First, say the word's meaning out loud in your head. Second, let that meaning pick the spelling for you, because the sound never will. Third, if the word is a contraction, remember the apostrophe is standing in for a missing letter, like the A in your or the I in its. Same sound, but the meaning always decides. Ready to practice a few together? Time to practice. In this first set, read each sentence and choose the homophone that fits the meaning. Pause the video and try each one on your own before I reveal the answer. I need blank, more pencils for class. Is it 2, 2, or 2? The sentence is counting pencils, so it needs the number 2. The number is spelled T-W-O, so the answer is 2. Blank going to love this book. Your or your? This one means you are going to love it, so it unpacks into you are. That calls for your with an apostrophe, so the answer is your. The players left blank helmets on the bench. There, or there. The helmets belong to the players, so we need the possessive, meaning belonging to them. That's their. T-H-E-I-R. So the answer is there. In this second set, choose the correct homophone for each blank. Think carefully about the exact meaning and watch the spelling. Pause and choose before I answer. Can you blank the birds singing? Here or here? This sentence is about listening with your ears, not about a place. Listening is here, H-E-A-R, with the word ear tucked inside it. So the answer is here. The kitten chased blank own tail. Its or its? The tail belongs to the kitten, so we mean belonging to it. That points to its with no apostrophe. Try the test. It is own tail makes no sense, so it isn't the contraction. So the answer is its. Always tell the truth is a good blank. Principle or principle? Here we mean a rule, a belief you live by, not the head of a school. A rule like that is a principle, ending in P-L-E. So the answer is principle. Let's gather up what we learned. Homophones are words that sound alike, but carry different meanings and usually different spellings, so you always choose by meaning. We sorted out 2, 2, and 2. There, and there. Your, and here, and here. We also met its and its, plus principle and principle. Whenever a contraction is involved, just remember the apostrophe stands in for a missing letter. Say what you mean first, and the right spelling will follow every time. Wonderful work today, and I'll see you in the next lesson.